Thank you for wanting to find out a little bit more about how to become an organization problem slayer. So today we want to talk to you a little bit about what does that mean and how does that work in your organization. So if your organization is going through a merger or an acquisition, or it's been hit with a new government regulation, there's been a dip in performance of your organization. Maybe you're moving to a new facility, or maybe you're growing so fast that you can't keep up with the demand. We want to share with you a framework that can help you solve those chronic problems within your organization once and for all.
Yes, those problems represent pain, whether it be an acute pain when the C-suite says something has to happen right away, or whether it's a problem that simply must be fixed right now, or that dull, chronic, aching pain that comes from an organization that things just aren't working as well as they should. Organization problem slayers remove the pain that companies feel when they have to hire, train, or transition large amounts of information to their teams in a short amount of time under a tight budget. So when is it time to be an organization problem slayer? Here's what you might hear.
So oftentimes we hear things like, well, it feels like we solve the same problems over and over and over again. We hire people with a lot of potential, but they keep making the same mistakes. It takes too long for people to get really good at what they're doing. We need to start serving our customers much more rapidly. So let's talk about how we make those chronic issues go away for good. So the first thing that we do is identify and understand what's the state of the state. So what is the problem that you're really looking to end for good? And we do that by working with you to understand what is it that is causing the pain right now. What does it look like? What does it cost you to have that pain occur over and over again? And then we identify what's the future state. What is it going to look like when that pain is eliminated? We take that information and we look at what's the gap between where you are now and where you want to be. And we utilize that information to create a solution that will eliminate that problem for good.
So this is good, sound practice, and probably things you've heard of or tried before. But here is where the organization problem slayer changes the game. In order to bridge that gap and really eliminate the pain, there are three things that we believe have to happen. First, you have to create a clear and common language for the learning. And that doesn't mean translated learning, but that means that people have to actually be using the language of work. Secondly, that we've got to make sure to transfer ownership of the learning to the people doing the work. That doesn't mean create responsibility or accountability. It's more than that. It means that they have to feel like they are contributors, and they must actually know what the process is for creating the learning. And third, they need to be able to make the changes and to be able to adapt to sustain this process. That means that they have to feel clear and confident to be able to address the issues, to be able to recreate the process and solve those problems when they are just small before they get to chronic or acute. That is what we call crowdsourcing the learning. And it's a transparent process which allows your people to be able to create the learning they need when they need it. After that process is complete, is working with leadership to identify where are the common pitfalls, the things that change a solid process into just flavor of the month that end up fading away until the next trend comes. We will work on you to ensure that you have cleared the path for your people and that they then have a clear line of sight so they can get the learning they need to create an incredible experience for your customers so you can gain and retain more of them now and in the future.
And the magic here is that once that problem is solved and we have given you the tools, the techniques, and the knowledge to be able to solve that problem, you now have the ability to do that over and over and over again within your organization. It literally becomes part of your culture to identify and rectify chronic sources of pain within your organization without looking externally ever again. So at the end of this process, you'll not only have that pain solved, but you'll be able to solve issues that have been burdening you for however long they have. You'll be able to solve those forever.
And from an organization standpoint, two things that you will have that you may not have right now. One of them is a clear and concise measure of the success of your learning that ties directly to what your C-suite is looking for. And the second thing is you will have a story to tell, an organization story that no matter how large your organization or small, you'll be able to transfer the key learning and apply it everywhere within your organization. Those two wins will make a very big difference in your organization's productivity and performance.
So if you're interested in learning about how you can make this happen in your organization, contact us to find out how.